Hi Seahawks, it's me, Mrs. Deshane. Welcome to your last week of school. Well, for 2020 anyway. I'm so proud of you that you've made it through the first half of this school year. I'm super excited to be sharing, guess what? One of my favorite books with you. I know I say that every week, huh? This week it's actually not so much a story as it is a poem. There's this famous poet named E. Cummings who wrote this book or this poem called Little Tree, and they put it into a book form and made these beautiful pictures to go with it. So I'm going to be reading that to you. I don't know if you've ever written a poem, but you've probably heard some. Now, there are poems that rhyme. This is the kind of poem that doesn't rhyme, so it's more like a little story or just some thoughts collected in a beautiful way. So I hope you really enjoy it. After that, you're gonna need your craft supplies that you got in your box this week. You got 2 nice heavy sheets of watercolor paper. We're not gonna do any watercolor though. And a little baggie of tissue paper. So you're also going to need a pair of scissors and some glue, a glue stick preferably, because it's going to be really fast to use that and less messy than the gooey kind. All right, let's get into our story. Okay, bear with me guys, my tripod broke, so I'm just going to hold my camera by hand and hope it's not too wobbly for you to see really well. So E. Cummings, Little Tree. Now this poet actually ignored some grammar rules and did his name all lowercase, and all his writing is lowercase too. So he did that as a style choice. I don't think your teachers want you to do that, but when you become an adult, you can choose. You can see this Christmas trees for sale on that sign there. Little tree, little silent Christmas tree. You are so little, you are more like a flower. Oh, you can see a little brother and sister going down, holding hands and looking at this Christmas tree lot. Who found you in the green forest? And were you very sorry to come away? Look how tiny it is. I wonder if any of you guys went to get a Christmas tree in a forest. Some people I know do that. See, I will comfort you because you smell so sweetly. Oh, look how they're hugging that little tree. It's so cute. I'm walking up the stairs with it. I will kiss your cool bark and hug you safe and tight, just as your mother would, only don't be afraid. Oh, they really love that. I love the way a tree smells. Look, the spangles that sleep all year in a dark box, dreaming of being taken out and allowed to shine. That's interesting to think of how those sparkles feel put away in a box all year, huh? The balls, the chains, red and gold, the fluffy threads. Oh, look how happy they look to be decorating it. It's pretty fun. It's harder to undecorate it. Put up your little arms and I'll give them all to you to hold. Every finger shall have its ring, and there won't be a single place dark or unhappy. I love how this poem is like they're talking to the tree. That tree is definitely getting a lot of attention and shining sparkle. Then, when you're quite dressed, you'll stand in the window for everyone to see, and oh, how they'll stare. Oh, but you'll be very proud. I think those people are looking up the window at them. Little tree. And my little sister and I will take hands, and looking up at our beautiful tree, we'll dance and sing, Noel, Noel. Oh, that's French for Christmas. Look how happy they look. It is a very little tree, but it has a lot of color. Then at the end, they just show the whole poem all together, all the words to it. All right, guys, so now we're gonna get started on our craft. I hope you liked that special poem book with all the beautiful pictures and kind of a neat observation of how some people decorate in the wintertime for holidays. So today you're going to grab your 2 papers that are stapled together and just pull them apart and take off your little baggie. It doesn't matter if you leave one of your staples in. Let's see, So you're going to have your 2 pages just like this. One of them we're going to be making into a card, and the other one is what we're going to decorate to make the decorations on the card. So you'll take that first paper and fold it in half, just like this, top to bottom. Remember, we call that a hamburger fold. The hot dog fold is skinny ways, and the hamburger fold is makes it wider like this. So you're actually just going to set this aside. We don't need it yet. It should look like a little tent. We'll set that aside for later. So now what we're going to do is open up your baggie that has all of the tissue paper in it. And we are going to be making all these tissue paper pieces into smaller pieces of tissue paper. So what you're going to want to do is get them about from this size that you have to like this size. So what you can do is you can do them one at a time. It might take a little while, or you can just kind of shuffle them all together like this, like a deck of cards, if you've ever played cards. And you can just cut them up just like this. Get your scissors, and since it's tissue paper, it's really thin, so it's not like if you had 20 pieces of regular paper, that might be too difficult for your scissors to cut through. So you can cut it into strips like this. Make them a little smaller. And you can get those strips and cut them into little squares or rectangles or even little strips of paper. Mix them all up. It doesn't matter. You just want them to be pretty small, about the size of maybe a quarter. You guys have learned what a quarter looks like. And chop them up. So I have a couple of examples of what we're going to do so you get a good idea of the size that you need to. So go ahead and cut these into smaller pieces. I almost said bite-sized pieces, but we're not eating these. Maybe I'm just hungry. Okay, so you can still be cutting, that's fine. I just wanted to give you guys the heads up of what you're going to be doing. What we're going to do once they are cut, and keep cutting if you're still going, is we're going to be gluing them with your glue stick onto this paper. Now, what I did was I gave you guys a couple of examples of what it could look like. You could just pick all of a certain color. Like for example, on this one, I didn't put any yellow or orange or pink. I did mostly the cool colors with a little bit of red. On this one, I only did orange and yellow and pink. I did all the other colors on this one. So you can choose, or you can do all the colors in rainbow order like this if you want to. So you can do however you want, whatever colors that you decide you can add, and we're gonna put them all over this sheet, and then we're gonna cut it out into the shape of trees, which I'll show you how to do once we're done with the gluing. So what I would recommend, can I see that glue stick please, just to make an example? Thank you. What I recommend is doing like one section at a time. Once you have all the pieces cut, and once you figure out what colors you want to do, you can just take your glue stick and go over a large section. Luckily this one's purple, so I can kind of show you guys how much space I put. So you can see this area right here I put glue, and now I can just take my pieces and cover them on the glue. So I can take whatever colors I'm planning to do and cover them completely. And it's okay if they overlap. You don't really want to have white spaces. So you can see I'm putting them right up next to each other so that there's not any blank space. Now if I do have some blank spaces at the end, I can always just take a piece that I want and put glue on it directly like this and like cover in that one space specifically. There you go. So now I'm going to keep adding. This is looking like I'm doing orange, pink, yellow, and green. Mix it up a little bit with different colors. You can do whatever you guys think looks awesome. You can do every color if you want, and then it will be like a beautiful explosion of color. Aria likes that phrase. Okay. So we'll go ahead and keep going, adding more and more until your whole sheet is covered. That'll show you what to do next while you keep going. So I'm going to make you guys a couple of examples while you're finishing gluing on yours. So once you are done with that, and keep going, I know you're not going to be finished adding all of your different colors all over the whole sheet. You want the whole sheet to be covered. Then we are going to cut out our trees. So we're going to make some, whoops, actually maybe I'll just cut it like this so you guys can see a better example. We're going to cut out some trees. You can use every single piece of your paper, or you can just say, oh, I like this area of colors better. So we're just going to cut little triangles like this. You can see I cut a little triangle out of that area. And what we're going to do then is glue it onto our cards in different shapes and patterns. So we're going to make these little trees. And I'm going to do it upside down and do the other one. So I want to get some of these colors too. Make it narrow. So I'm going to start with this one here. So you can see I'm just cutting out different shapes. You can make your tree a little skinnier and taller if you want to have some contrast. Oops. This one's going to be blue. I'll turn it upside down and do one like this. Just a lot of triangles. Whoops. You can see it kind of looks like a forest of different colors. And whatever color combination that you are choosing to put on your tissue paper is going to show up and look really magical. Let's see. So I have all these beautiful trees. Now, if you also want to do it the other way, you can do that too. You could do your tree like this. Oops. You can do them and do some in the background and then do some in front of those ones. This is why I need to get a new tripod, because I can't really show you very accurately holding it up like this. Okay, so keep going and adding your other colors, and I'm going to continue to make other examples for you guys out of these other colors that I did. If you want to do a different shape also, like if you have extra paper and you want to cut out maybe like a circle shape of it and make like a little moon in the corner, you can do that too. That might be kind of neat. I think I'm going to do that with this one. So I'm going to get started on my triangles. I hope you guys will have your teacher send me some pictures of what you're making, because I would love to see your finished project. One of Mrs. Robinson's students, Elise, sent me some of her photos of art projects that she's been doing, like the one we did with the pasta last week. And that was really cool. I loved seeing that. So I love when you guys share that stuff with me, because I miss seeing you at school. Some of you first graders might remember me from seeing me last year on the playground doing yard duty, but my hair is always changing color. Last year it was blonde, then it was red, then it was brown. Now it's black. Plus I wear wigs sometimes on Halloween, so I like to mix it up. I'm always changing it. Aria agrees with that statement. I am always changing my hair. Okay, so I'm going to cut a circle out of this one. I just love the way these look. I love how you can make it totally different colors, and how when you layer them over one another, sometimes it changes the way the color looks, right? If you layer them, because they're a little bit transparent. Transparent means it's kind of see-through a little bit. You're doing the rainbow order too. So pretty. I'm going to do a moon circle. It's not a perfect circle, but as we've said many, many times, art is not perfect. It's not about perfection. Okay, so I'm going to try and hold this up for you guys to be able to see as I do it. Wish me luck. All right, so I've cut out a few of my triangles. from that one with my cool colors with pops of red. Oh, I only cut out 2. I cut out 3. I'm gonna cut out another one. I'm not in a rush. I want to definitely have 3 trees at least for my card that I'm gonna give to our neighbor across the street with some sweet treats.
Max?
No, Miss Michelle. A couple neighbors. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to first start with my first tree and put my glue on the back of it. Bloop. And I'm going to put it right in the middle in front of my card. Oh, this looks like a mountain. And then, there we go. Do you need the glue? Here, let me just do quickly for the video. I'm almost done. I'm going to add the glue on all of them so we didn't think to get 2 glue sticks. Sorry, Ari. There you go.
No, I have another one upstairs. I have 2 actually.
Oh, I know. And then here's my second tree. And here is my third tree. I really need to get a new tripod. I guess I know what I'll be getting myself for Christmas. So here I have 3 trees. Look how different the colors look. And I'm going to add this little circle that I cut for the moon right up there. So it looks like a wintry sky. Ah! I need to lay it down flat for it to dry. I recommend laying it down flat until it's dry. Or maybe even putting something heavy on top of it like a book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that is pressed down. I'm gonna just move the camera. Let's see. So now you guys can see how it looks when it's done.
It was paper
And you can wait until it's completely dry, and then inside write a sweet message to someone if you want to give it to them as a card, or you can just prop it up on your counter for a nice little piece of art to decorate all winter. So pretty. Thanks, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful winter break, and I'll see you next year. Bye, Seahawks.